Hey, what's up? Alright, so in this video, the universe has edges. What is the universe? And is there anything outside of the universe? Well, I'm going to simply explain that, and I'm not going to get too fancy with it, and I don't have to support my work because I know these things to be true as fact, but you can believe whatever you want, and sometimes it's healthy to believe and have faith in something else just to get by, because a lot of people can't cope with reality. So if you can't cope with reality, don't watch this video. So here we go. The universe has edges. What is the universe? Well, if you take a balloon, and you have a balloon, and you blow it up, you tie a knot in it, you have a balloon. Okay, now this balloon is this big because it has something in it. It has mass. It has a mass of air inside of it pushing outward. What the universe is it's like its own nuclear reactor. The universe is a balloon that is expanded and as if there is air in it, but at the same time space is in a vacuum. Now, why is space in a vacuum yet it still holds this form? Well, it holds this form for several reasons, and it's partly to do with mass and gravity and magnetism, and the laws of thermodynamics are all applicable here. So what you have is you have a balloon. We live in a balloon, but the balloon's in a vacuum. So instead of the balloon being all sucked up like it should be in a vacuum here on Earth, it's a balloon that's in a vacuum but expanding. Why is that? It's a balloon with edges, and it's in a vacuum. If it was losing its vacuum, then okay, let's see, what's the easiest way to phrase this? Because it's in a vacuum, if it didn't have edges, and there was something external from our universe, from the universe, all the stars, everything in it, if it did, because it has edges, and it's in a vacuum, if something was to puncture or penetrate, then it would lose its vacuum, and then the universe would depressurize, or it would pressurize and level out, theoretically. So what would happen? Nothing in it would exist. So what we have at play here, ever wonder why solar systems and galaxies are presented in a disk form? Well, it's part of the duality. There is an upside, two sides to every coin. You can flip the coin, you got heads, you got tails. There's two sides to every coin. The thing is, there's also a third edge. That third edge is that rim, that thin layer. So when you have a bunch of things that blew up and blew out, from a big explosion like the Big Bang, that centrifugal force, it flattens things out because the G-force will make it do that. Wherever it has the weakest points, it will go out like this on those edges. That's why galaxies are presented that way, because they're spinning. The Earth is spinning, the Moon spins around it. A lot of that is mass and gravitational pull, but it's spinning. So if you think the Earth is just perfectly round, like as in perfectly round, you're wrong. Okay? So, moving on from there. Not too long ago, there was a report that scientists found the location of the first Big Bang, or a Big Bang. And they plotted it, and it's a really large area. Well, why is it a large area, and why isn't it a single specific point? Well, the reason it's a large area is because all the mass in the universe, because energy has mass, all the energy in the energy, all the mass in the energy, you can only put so much of it in itself before it takes up space. Okay, even if it's not energetic and you have mass, you can't put a rock in a rock. In layman's terms, you can't put a rock in a rock. So what we have here is we have an area. It's not like topography where a line is nothing more than a set of dots in a row. So it's not a single point, it's an area. But in the grander scheme of things, it is a point the further you get away. And that's why it's so hard to find. But how did they find it? Well, they found it according to, one of the ways to find it is by looking at heat signatures. And if you know how the universe naturally exists and naturally lives, even though it's not a conscious thing, the universe is so dynamic that the atomic bomb, for example, okay, when an atomic bomb goes off, it sucks oxygen and energy in before it blasts out. The universe is nothing more than everything lighting on itself and then going back out. So you have a vacuum. You have a vacuum because there will be another Big Bang. Yet at the same time, everything's pushing out. So how do you have these both exist? Well, it's a bomb that's resetting itself. It's going to go off again and again and again. Maybe not. It won't go off in your lifetime, I guarantee that, well, your physical lifetime. But the universe is a perpetual ticking time bomb. That's why there's a vacuum. That's why it's expanding. And if there was anything outside of it, then it wouldn't be in a vacuum. So the universe is very easy to explain in layman terms as far as the processes and what is happening. Mathematically, it's a lot more technical, but I can explain that too, because that's just how I roll. So anyways, I hope you found this video useful. Please like, share, subscribe, and look for other videos that might interest you. And, if you don't subscribe, read the descriptions on my videos and see if something interests you, or you see something you disagree with, an idea you might disagree with, and watch the video and see if you can make any sense of it for yourself. Because I'm not going to tell anybody what to believe, and I am not going to tell people that their religion, they don't have a right to their own beliefs. But I'm going to be doing a lot of things that are going to be risque. So anyways, thanks so much for watching. Love you. Later.